Hello and welcome to our new channel, The Public Global. I am Ajay Prakash. Today, let me tell you some interesting facts about the Delhi Assembly. Now, if you think that it's only Kejriwal who is having trouble with the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, then I'd like to tell you that each and every Chief Minister of Delhi in the past, whether it was from the Congress or from the BJP, did not go well with the erstwhile Lieutenant Governors. Delhi was declared as a state as per the constitution that came into effect in 1950. Then the assembly was dissolved in 1956, but again brought back in 1993. And all the chief ministers, right from Brahma Prakash, who was the first chief minister of Delhi, right down to Kejriwal, the current chief minister, or who was the chief minister, leave aside Atishi for the moment, all of them have fought with the lieutenant governor. As I said, as per the constitution that came into effect in 1950, Delhi was made a state under Part C of the State Act 1951. At that point of time, there used to be a chief commissioner, unlike what we have today, a lieutenant governor. The Act of 1951 also provided for a council of ministers and a chief minister in Delhi who were to advise the chief commissioner in day to day functioning. The first election of the Delhi Assembly was held in 1952. The Congress won the polls, and the senior leader Chaudhry Brahma Prakash was appointed as the first chief minister of Delhi. Brahma Prakash was a resident of Shakurpur village in Delhi, and he had been very active during the independence movement. It is said that Prime Minister Nehru was behind making Brahma Prakash the chief minister. Big leaders of Congress also had confidence in Chaudhry Brahma Prakash's leadership. Brahma Prakash became the chief minister on the 7th of March 1952 and remained in this post for a little less than 3 years. He had to resign. I'll tell you the reason. And thereafter, Gurmukh Nihal Singh became the chief minister, and he was there for another 1 year and about 9 months. Due to his style of functioning, Chaudhry Brahma Prakash very soon became unpopular with everyone around him, including the Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and the Union Home Minister Govind Vallabh Pant. Soon he developed a tiff with the then Chief Commissioner Anand Pandit, who was a close associate to Nehru. Brahma Prakash and Pandit were constantly at loggerheads. And then the Jaggery scam surfaced in 1955. No one supported Brahma Prakash at that time, and he was forced to resign. He was followed by, as a chief minister by Gurmukh Nihal Singh. In 1956, on the basis of recommendations of the State Reorganization Commission, Delhi ceased to exist as a state. To make up for the loss of an elected body, the Delhi Metropolitan Council, which is today known as MCD, was formed under political pressure in 1966. The 69th Amendment to our Constitution in 1993 brought back the Delhi Legislative Assembly. Curiously, the centre did not repeal the Delhi Administration Act of 1966, which was enacted to form the Delhi Metropolitan Council. The office of the Lieutenant Governor, or the LG, replaced that of the Commissioner of Delhi as head of the administration. The Delhi Metropolitan Council came to be known as the Municipal Council of Delhi. So, Delhi is simultaneously ruled by two authorities. One is the center, which comes directly under the political leadership of the party which is ruling the country. And the second is the Chief Minister of Delhi, who is accountable to the Assembly. The late Sheila Dikshit, the Chief Minister of Delhi, once very rightly said that multiplicity of authority is the main problem of Delhi. So 1993 was a very important year in the history of Delhi. Delhi, though became a state, it had an assembly, it had a chief minister, and yet it was ruled by the center through the lieutenant governor. The elections were held the same year, and BJP's Madan Lal Khurana became the new chief minister of Delhi. The Delhi area started to be called as the National Capital Territory. As with the tenure of Brahma Prakash, which was full of turmoil, when the elections were held in 1993 in Delhi, the same turmoil continued for the next 5 years. Though Madan Lal Khurana was made the chief minister, he had to resign after 2 years. Sahib Singh Verma then stepped in as a chief minister, but he too had to resign after 2 years and about 7 months. And then lastly, late Sushma Swaraj was made the chief minister for about 50 days. She was there without even facing the assembly elections. Madan Lal Khurana had differences with the then Lieutenant Governor P.K. Dave over Delhi government's decision to set up a committee to probe the 1984 anti-Sikh riots. Dave was an appointee of the then Congress government. The unease between the two came to the fore on several other issues as well, with Dave calling a press conference in which he accused the then BJP government of making an announcement related to sales tax without his consent. It is interesting to note why Madanlal Khurana resigned. In 1991, an arrest linked to militants in Kashmir led to a raid on Hawala brokers. There were two Jain brothers, revealing evidence of large scale payments to national politicians. The names included L.K. Advani, V.C. Shukla, P. Shivshankar, Sharad Yadav, Balram Jakhar, and Madan Lal Khurana. The prosecution that followed was partly prompted by a public interest petition filed by Vineet Narayan. And yet, the court cases of the Hawala scandal eventually all collapsed without convictions. This case is also known as the Jain Diaries case. When Khurana's name figured in the Jain diaries, the CBI asked permission of the Union government. At that time, PV Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister to prosecute Khurana. Madan Lal Khurana immediately resigned from his post as the Chief Minister and later was acquitted. And then we have poor Sahib Singh Verma who took over as Chief Minister from Madan Lal Khurana. I call him poor because he had to resign as the Chief Minister practically for no fault of his own. Firstly, Khurana never let him work properly. He kept the pressure on, and the BJP never supported Sahib Singh Verma. Secondly, that year in 1998, India's inflation rate had more than doubled, rising from 3.7 to 8.5 in within a few months. And the wholesale price index for food articles recorded an increase of over 18%. Vegetables had risen 110% within 6 months, in which onions were the culprit. Onions increase was the maximum, and for some reason, Delhi had the maximum impact of this price rise. Sahib Singh Verma was made the scapegoat. He was blamed for this abnormal price rise in onions and he was made to resign. The second, third, and fourth election to the Delhi Assembly in 98, 2003, and then in 2008 was won by one single person. That is Sheila Dikshit. She is the longest serving Chief Minister of Delhi, and probably she is the only one who was able to work with four different lieutenant governors. Starting from Vijay Kapoor, IAS officer from 98 to 2004, and then Banwari Lal Joshi, an IEPS officer from 2004 to 2007. Then came Tejinder Khanna, an IAS officer again 2007 to 2013. And in the last few months of her tenure, it was Najib Jung, another IAS officer from July 2013. Sheila Dikshit had to work with the LGs who were nominated by various governments, both the NDA and the Congress. The first one, Vijay Kapoor, was a nominee of the then NDA government, which was headed by Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Now she clashed with Vijay Kapoor several times, and one such issue was over the delay of clearing the government's proposal to hike land acquisition compensation to farmers. And since Sheila Dikshit had a very good equation with Atal Bihari Vajpayee, she was able to work around Kapoor and get her way. Later on, however, even with the Congress nominees of Joshi and Tejinder Khanna, Sheila Dikshit had several issues, but she was soft spoken, and in most of the cases, she could work around them and get what she wanted. And last but not the least, we have Arvind Kejriwal. Now, I don't really have to speak too much about him because it's only in the recent past, and all his antiques are very well known to all of us. He fought the first time the election in Delhi in 2013 against Sheila Dikshit, and Aam Aadmi Party and BJP were successful in ousting the Congress, but none of them got majority. Up with this outside support of Congress and a few independents and JDU was able to form the government, but that fell through very soon. Uh, Arvind Kejriwal, being what he is, was never comfortable to accept any outside support at all. He then asked the LG and the president to dissolve the assembly. For 1 year, there was president's rule in Delhi, and again in 2015, after the election, the Aam Aadmi Party just swept Delhi. They won 67 out of 70 seats. The same performance was again repeated in 2020 when Aam Aadmi Party got 63 seats out of 70. Together, Arvind Kejriwal has been the chief minister of Delhi for close to about um, about 10 years, and in between he also was in jail for a few months. Kejriwal has been at loggerheads with all of the lieutenant governors, be it Najib Jung or Anil Bajaj or the incumbent LG Vinay Kumar Saxena. The fight or the tussle between Kejriwal and the lieutenant governors of Delhi has always been on who will control Delhi, who has the administrative authority. The case has gone up to Supreme Court and it was made very clear how these two parties should operate, but Kejriwal could never manage the lieutenant governors. At times it looks like Kejriwal tries to bring out an issue when there is none. He makes a hue and cry first and then tries to solve the problem. I'm sure we haven't seen the last of Kejriwal yet. Let the next election come. I think he will come back to power and the tussle with the LGs will start all over again. Thank you very much for watching.